Welcome back. It's 5:51. Time for your morning news now. The hunt now over for the man accused of 3 murders in New Lisbon. After more than a week of searching, Virgil Thu now in custody. Police haven't said where they found him, but there was heavy law enforcement presence near the Sparta-Elroy Trail on Highway 71.
Yes, because at one point they said he was one place, another point they say he was another place. It says I got family around the area. You kind of worry, you know. I mean, if someone came to the house at night, I have to make sure nothing happened to them as they're getting inside the house, because you never know.
The Juneau County Sheriff's Office says they'll release more information soon. The name of Lily Peters' accused killer is now public. 16-year-old Carson Petersberger faces first-degree intentional homicide and sexual assault charges. The Wisconsin Court of Appeals ruled he'll be tried as an adult. Wildfires in Los Angeles burned out of control for a third day. Entire neighborhoods now just destroyed by the Palisades fire along the coast and the deadly Eaton fire about 30 miles inland. Hundreds of thousands were under evacuation warnings last night. A new wildfire called the Kenneth Fire started in the Hidden Hills area near the 101 freeway. Former President Jimmy Carter was laid to rest yesterday. The private funeral in his hometown followed a ceremony in Washington where past, present, and future commanders-in-chief were on hand. President Biden, who was the first U.S. senator to endorse Carter's White House bid, delivered the eulogy. La Crosse city leaders are joining forces with Eau Claire to tackle homelessness. A new resolution from Councilmember Chris Woodard calls on state and federal governments for more resources, saying local efforts alone aren't enough.
They have a lot more resources than we have. They have ways that they can help out with regionalizing these services and better expertise in those areas.
It's been really rough the last few years. We've had an enormous amount of unsheltered folks. We've really struggled as a city to find the right tools with the right time in the right place that everyone can agree on.
And Mayor Mitch Reynolds delivered his final State of the City address, where he talked about numerous highlights and initiatives, including Community Resource Unit. That's a team working together to respond to mental health calls in La Crosse County.
The success of this city and county co-responder unit is nothing less than remarkable. You can ask any field officer out there. CRU is critical for addressing significant mental health needs in this community.
Reynolds says La Crosse is providing the template for improving outcomes for law enforcement with mental health. And some weekend events to let you know about. Local social media star Cody Green will sign copies of his new book at Barnes & Noble tomorrow from 2 to 4. Bundle up for Winona's annual Kids Ice Fishing event from 10 to 12. Experienced anglers will teach kids the basics of ice fishing with all equipment provided. And Minnesota's own Toby Shamu bringing his stand-up comedy to the Plus tomorrow night. The rising comic is known for his sharp observations and unique perspectives on life.
I wish I was like that. We'll get into this as we go into it. Snow showers possible today. They are light, by the way. That could be a dusting to about 1/10 of an inch. Holding on to light snow going into the weekend there and finishing out during the weekend into the evening hours on Sunday. Here's a look at the snow finishing out as we go into Sunday as well. Maybe 1 to 2 inches possible for our region. And in fact, let's call it maybe 1 to 3 inches of snow. Let's do that. We'll get into 30 degrees today, above seasonal average temperatures for the rest of the weekend. Snow on the way, continues into Monday possibly as a 20% chance. Cold temperatures to start your week next week. Look at those low temperatures. Look at the bottom of the screen where you're seeing the early morning lows are -2 or less. All right, so we get into it. We're getting into the cold to finish out by midweek and then back into the mild.